r/ask Reddit. What is the smallest thing that makes you lose your temper immediately? Someone telling me to go do something that I was going to do anyway. If you tell me to go do the dishes as I'm walking to go do them, I no longer want to do the dishes. I have no idea why this makes me as enraged as it does. It's because part of you wanted to do it as a nice gesture, or show that you're taking initiative. The second someone tells you to do it, however, it is now no longer your idea, and instead of doing something nice, they had to remind you and you're just following a command. And saying oh yeah I was just about to get started on those comes off as an excuse no matter how true it is. It completely changes the meaning of the action both to yourself and to the other person. Drives me up the wall. Ugh. You get it. You've gone from being a good person to just a drone who has to be given orders to do the right thing. Bumping my head on something when I stand up. It takes me by surprise and pisses me off. Even worse, when I slightly touch something with my head. For example, when I slightly tilt my head back and touch the wall behind me, it startles me. I twitch in shock and hit my head on the wall in the process. Just happened in the shower. I tilted my head back to shampoo my hair and banged my head like this by the shower wall. SOOOOO pissed. Edit. Thank you kind stranger for the silver. I also thought I was the only one. D. When I bite into a delicious sandwich and all the insides fall out of the other end. I call this sandwich rage. Holy shit, I get so mad at this, especially if I'm super hungry. It's like the sandwich is procrastinating on being eaten. Damn, my sandwich is learning from me. Ducking flies. I'm generally pretty chill, but as soon as a fly buzzes by my head I lose my shit. When I was a little kid, probably 5-6 years old, a bug flew into my ear and got stuck for what seemed like forever. All the adults at our family get together were crowded around me trying ways to get it out. Eventually water or oil worked it out, but that goddamn buzzing and biting inside my ear for however long it was had scarred me for life. I was paranoid around any buzzing bug after that. I wouldn't let anyone touch my ears. To this day it makes me wildly uncomfortable to even let my husband of 10 years touch my ears. For example, brush my hair behind my ears. So I'll just leave you with that nightmare fuel, I guess. Sorry. Edit. Added age clarity. This happened to me too. Had to go to the hospital to get it out. It kept flapping its wings in my ear canal. It was awful. Grocery store etiquette. GTFO of the middle of the aisle. This can't be your first time shopping. Or people that just bust out of the aisle with their carts into main paths without stopping looking. Do you merge onto roads without yielding while you drive too? Honestly, they probably do. I've turned into one of those people where if I'm on the main path, going past the aisles I will just keep going if you burst out at full speed. No smile. No apology. I have the right of way right now. I think of it like you are coming onto the boulevard from a side street and you have a yield stop sign. And therefore I am super cautious coming out of aisles and turning into them because it's just common courtesy. When a car pulls out right in front of me and then goes 20 miles per hour under the speed limit anyway. Why? Just wait then. Do not drive in Arizona. Probably Florida too. It actually annoys me less these days because every single time the person is 70 plus and probably actually didn't see me coming when they made a right on red and immediately moved over 3 lanes to go very slowly in front of me. I just go around them and practice arming. Counterpoint, if someone has bad enough vision, situational awareness, whatever, that they're routinely pulling out in front of oncoming traffic, then that person is a danger to themselves and others and ought to have their license revoked. It may not be the old person's fault that they pulled out in front of you, but it's absolutely their fault for continuing to drive when they are not capable of safely doing so. It's tantamount to saying, it's not the driver's fault he swerved into my lane. He was on his phone. People using their brightest screens on their phones to check texts and social media during movies in a theater. People checking social media during a movie drives me insane. It's 2 hours of your life. Just sit there and watch the goddamn screen. If you can't do that, stop going to movies. It's literally that simple. I went to go see The Hobbit at a local church theater with my friends. They weren't interested in the movie, which is okay because everything isn't for everyone. but they then proceed to scroll through Facebook with their phones on full brightness on both sides of me. At first I positioned my arms where the brightness was blocked from my view. We agreed to sit together so I didn't want to just leave, but it was uncomfortable so I just eventually moved to a seat several rows back and sat with a guy I was dating. Enjoyed the movie so much more after that. Edit. What's a church theater? Comma. Why didn't you just say something? Comma. And why weren't you just sitting with the guy you were dating in the first place? Have been asked and answered in other comments. Just scroll a bit. On mobile. Always. And not going to copy and paste right now. If someone shushes me or puts their hand in my face, I go from 0 to 100 in no time. I once had someone literally say pause to me to interrupt me. That shit stung. Why are you commenting? Did I say you could resume? Unflushed toilet. A lady in our office would leave the bathroom with the roll of toilet paper hanging down into the garbage can. We moved the garbage can and mentioned it to her many times. Now, the toilet paper goes all the way to the floor. Last time I brought it up, all she replied with was, "You don't have kids yet, so you are going to have to learn for that to not bother you." Yeah, I don't have kids, but just because you do, it doesn't give you an excuse to act like a kid here at work. Betsy. I hate her for you. People taking up the sidewalk and walking too slow. Immediate rage. New mothers 3 abreast, all pushing prams at 0.5 miles per hour. I had this today, pissing down with rain and I hit every mother with a pram lazily walking along. Like, I appreciate you're happy to get out of the house, but ducking stay to one side, duck's sake. Having a kid does not make you exempt from common courtesy. Also slowly walking across zebra crossings. Look lively people, it's a road not a bus stop. Talking over me. I get that it's a cultural thing for some people. In some families you never get heard at all unless you talk over your family members. But doing it in regular conversation is just enraging. Also condescension. Call me son or honey one more time. A-hole. Calm down, sweetheart. Lighten up. Francis. When someone chews loudly beside me, especially if they chew with their mouth open. Edit. Gold. Silver and a 7 metric tons of upvotes. Thank you Reddit. We are not alone. Don't forget the ragged breathing. Also through their mouth. In between chews. I recently went through and still am going through a period where my nose is clogged almost always and I hate myself for doing that. This morning, I got a bag of popcorn out of the vending machine at work, opened it too fast and shot popcorn all over the floor. For a good 7 seconds, I thought about just going home and quitting my job from bed. I'm the same way, except it's more like, wow, how mildly inconvenient. What if I just end my life right now in the break room? Then I'll laugh about it and go on my merry way, lol. When someone can't grasp that something isn't as obvious to me as it is to them, simply because I can't read their minds, I don't know their whole life story, or I don't have the same educational background, or the same interests. Was playing a video game last night online and a new boss had come out like 1 hour prior. Someone asked how to take it down, and a huge argument ensued cause one guy thought it was so obvious. Bruh, it's day 1. Some people just need to be taught. Someone asked how to take it down. Reduce the boss's health to 0 while keeping yours above 0. Done. Filthy casual. Things not staying where I put them. For example, if I hang a towel and it just immediately decides to slide off, or I put my spoon down in my ice cream, but because it's still almost full the spoon just tips over and falls out. Like, your inanimate ducking objects. Don't just ducking up and decide to do some random ass bullshit that makes me have to go and pick shit up or clean the floor. This is me for sure. I get angrier at inanimate objects more than I do people, I believe. Just stay in the damn place I left you, you stupid cup. Someone trying to talk to me while I eat at work. Come on, just let me have this 10 minutes to myself. Oh my god, this is the shit that makes me see red. Example, me. Finally sits down for lunch after being on my feet for 4 straight hours. Just wanting to be left alone so I can eat in peace and silence. Coworker. Every ducking time without fail. Watch eating. Comes over and peers at my lunch. Then decides to start this whole ass one-sided conversation about her cooking, her kids' eating habits, her opinions on whatever I'm eating etc, and bothers me for my entire lunch break. Me thinking, Ah yes, this is exactly how I envisioned my one singular 10-minute break going. Awesome. While working at Subway, it bothers me when people say you can get me instead of can you get me. I think it's just the gesture of asking that I appreciate. So when someone doesn't, it throws me off. Same, but with household chores. Can you take out the trash? Okay, sure, no problem. You can take out the trash. Instant rage mode. Hot thought, flipping 2 words at the beginning to a sentence would make such a difference. I was driving my ex-grandmother-in-law somewhere many years ago. She was an older wealthy lady. Her way of telling me where to go was, you'll turn right here. You'll go straight. Now you'll turn left here. It was the pettiest thing, but I found it so irritating. Instead of making suggestions or even commands, she just voiced her assumptions. Hitting back-to-back red lights. Best is when they turn red in front of you to maximize the delay. Then there is the red light to let one car through. When whatever you're about to do gets derailed by technology. Want to watch a movie? Well, the Chromecast won't connect. The subtitles are wrong. The audio is offset by 200 milliseconds. The Bluetooth speaker ran out of battery, and the internet just went down. Fine. I guess I'll just play a video game instead. Well, there's a 15 GB update, and it made the game laggy. Also, the servers are having connection issues and matchmaking is broken. Damn it. Alright, I'll just go for a walk and play some music. Except the Bluetooth headphones won't pair today, and Spotify is stuck in a flying mode. I just wanted to relax, but now it's 10 PM and I've spent my entire evening angrily troubleshooting stuff. This is why I tend to avoid technology as much as possible. It replaces predictable inconveniences with unpredictable problems. Everything is broken and nobody cares. Even my to-do app is giving me trouble these days. I get this 100%. It always seems to start small too, doesn't it? You try to play the movie. The audio doesn't work. No problem. I'll just check settings. The entire audio device seems to be gone. Well, okay. Let's check device manager. What do you mean I'm not an administrator? I built this computer. I know my privilege level. Okay. Reboot maybe. Oh great. Now there's no video. Did my entire system just die on me? Oops. No. There it is. In Korean. Darn it. Sometimes my phone will randomly refuse to connect to my car during rush hour. So I'm stuck in traffic with none of my music playing. Then when I'm a minute away from my apartment, it will magically start working again. Technology. I now keep a couple CDs in my car in case that happens again. When I throw my keys on the table and they slide off, then I try again and they slide off again, and I just say duck it and leave them on the floor. I hate dropping something then trying to pick it up only to drop it again right as soon as you rise up. I do this. Then I get all pissed off at the inanimate object and pick it up roughly, because that'll teach it. People who use speakerphone in public. Also, the especially shitty subgroup of people who blast music from their phone Bluetooth speaker in public instead of using headphones. Bruh, this that shit you ain't never heard before. Yep, and now I long to return to such an idyllic time. OMG, this. That tinny shitty speaker blasting, turning a public space into their own little private bubble. Add to it parents who let their kids play games with the sound cranked up. I don't need to know that Timmy just snagged 50 coins. The ones about kids playing games with unnecessary sounds drives me insane. Websites loading slowly. Duck it, we'll do it live. People being late or unprepared. If I say I want to leave the house at 5 PM to go get groceries, I don't mean get ready to leave at 5 PM. I mean I want to be walking out the door. Losing 15 minutes in the grand scheme of things isn't a huge deal, but I just feel so disrespected if my time is wasted like that. Yes, and then there are those people who are like, haha, I am just always late. LOL. If you know you are always late, then you can learn to compensate for it. When people do this, whether or not they realize it, they are saying my time matters more than yours. I'd rather be super early and wait than be late. I hate being late. When someone's talking and trying to give instructions, but everyone else is just talking among themselves. Maybe it's a holdout from my military days, but nothing makes me flip faster than this. I was constantly on a hair trigger when I left the military to pursue a degree because of the sheer disrespect some kids show to the professors. I'm a teacher, and I'm pretty sure this action will be responsible for me losing years of my life due to the sheer amount of rage that builds in me. It's like, shut up you little shits. I'm literally telling you the thing that you're going to ask me in 2 minutes because right now you aren't listening to a ducking thing I'm saying. They want the information when they want it. I don't want it right now. So duck you. But I'm going to get all pissy when you give me shit later for asking you to answer the question you have already addressed 3 times. Yep, that is literally the nature of teaching. This happens every day with my high school freshmen. Me. Okay, so side up is the hypotenuse. Tommy. Which side is the hypotenuse, Tommy? I don't know, me. Everyone in the class. Which side is the hypotenuse? Some of the class. Ab. Me. What did you say? Most of the class. Ab. Me. One more time everybody real loud, tell me which is the hypotenuse? Everyone. Ab. Me. Tommy. Which is the hypotenuse? Tommy. Ab. Me. Very good. Thank you, Tommy. Susie. Which is the hypotenuse? Susie. I don't know. Me. Dies a little inside. Give me your ducking phone, Susie. Mother duckers turning without putting on the goddamn turn signals. I never understood why it was a thing my dad raged about constantly, but now when I'm driving, I'm worse than him. I don't even say anything. When I pass I stare them right in the eyes, letting them know that I wish them and their entire family crash into the midget and burn on gasoline. Edit. My first and second silver. Thank you, kind strangers. Even worse is when you're trying to pull out of a parking lot or side street, but have to wait for an oncoming car to pass, only to have that car turn, without signaling, into the same street lot you're pulling out of, or signaling only when they've slowed down enough for you to deduce that they're turning in. Like, beach, you see me sitting here, with my signal on, trying to make a left out of this lot, obviously waiting for your inconsiderate ass. Is it that hard to move your index finger half an inch and signal your intentions so that I can go? When standing in line at a store and the person behind you is ramming into you with their shopping cart or standing way too close. Seriously, personal space. You pushing me won't make the line go any faster. When people mumble stuff as they walk away. When people spell lose as loose. Seething rage ensues. People who leave the microwave with 1 second left in the timer. That's people who hates microwave beeping. But they don't clear the timer for the next person. Asking someone to shut my door but they leave it slightly cracked. How about if they open the door, turn on the light, and then they leave the room and leave the light on, comma. When an adult throws a tantrum to get what they want and succeed. For example, when someone tries to return something without a receipt and the manager says they can't accept their return. So the person starts making a scene and the manager gives in. Nothing pisses me off more than people getting away with stuff when they know they're in the wrong. Just hearing the word collaboration or the words group assignment. I bought a smartwatch a while ago and you can now measure how many times I hear these terms a day by when my heart rate jumped up 50%. Edit. Thanks for all the upvotes. A lot of motivation to save my 20 plus classmates from failing by doing the entire thing myself tonight. Slow walking people. I can't stand it. Especially when it's a group of 5 or 6 people that take up the whole area across. Move you ducks, you're not the only ones here. Basically anything high pitched. When a roommate takes something of yours unannounced, like a beer from your 6-pack, or a big scoop out of your peanut butter jar. Nothing huge, but just enough to know that they took something from you without asking. I had a roommate that would eat entire containers of leftovers, or frozen pizzas, or giant bowls of cereal. Claims he was a sleep eater. Pissed me off. Like, I'm a generous guy. You ask me for one of my frozen pizzas. Chances are I'll say yes. It's the act of just taking it like you are entitled to my stuff and ultimately my hard-earned money that enrages me. Also, sleep eaters eat things raw, and right out of the box, and typically only in familiar places. Not in a new dorm room where your subconscious doesn't know where anything is. You don't turn on the oven, set a timer, and straight up cook a frozen pizza that doesn't belong to you. Reported him and he was relocated quickly. Apparently others had similar issues with him. When people ask for advice and then don't listen. I always figured asking for advice was more of an I want to consider an outside perspective on this and less of a I'll do whatever you think I should. Someone talking or laughing unnecessarily loud. People asking for my help and then questioning the manner in which I provide it. Like, I remember when I was younger my mum would ask me to load the dishwasher, but then give me shit cause I didn't do it exactly like she did. And keep in mind I'm not some imbecile who doesn't know how to load a dishwasher. They exist and they are infuriating. But she'd bitch at me for putting the spoons where she usually put the forks or some other minute bullshit like that. Now it usually only happens when I'm giving someone a ride and they question the route or my driving in traffic skills. I lose my shit on people if they do that. I've told more than one to get out and walk if they don't like it. Telling me the end of stories or movies I haven't read or seen. Any statement that begins with, no offense, but, not to be a beach, but, not to sound like a dong, but, if you are going to be an a-hole, at least commit to it. Passing me on the highway, then changing lanes in front of me and slowing down. Also riding in the passing lane doing 3 miles per hour faster than the slow lane. No, that's not fast enough. Go my way. When people ask me something when I am tired or focused. When I tell someone something that isn't just some small fact about the day and all I get is an okay example me, I'm most likely going to have surgery by next month them. Okay. Tailgaters. You're not going to get there any faster bring one featuring off my ass than 50 featuring. People pulling into the apt complex with their stereo all the way up. Guy with a ricer just revs his engine constantly when he enters or leaves the complex. It's like a 20-year-old Civic guy that revs his bike constantly. Reminds me of the South Park episode. Constant advice from know-it-all types. Yes, Karen, I'll definitely use peppermint essential oil on my poodle's a-hole after he has diarrhea. When people say calm down. People who try to get on an elevator before anyone else has a chance to step off. Anything thrown at my face, I instantly see red and it pisses me off so much. That, and pinching triceps used to be common at work. I ducking hate it so much. People not walking on the right side in the hallway. Car traffic. People traffic. Same methods apply. Cigarettes and other trash out of the car window. When someone says I could care less when they mean I couldn't care less. People not understanding obvious jokes sarcasm. It tilts me off the face of the earth. Unsolicited advice. Stepping in water in fresh socks, or getting the socks damp in any manner. I could have won the lottery and if I stepped in water, I would yell out this day ducking sucks. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content bruh. It's free and that's a great price.